Hello and welcome back to American Truck Simulator with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are well and enjoying your day, whatever you're up to. Today we have the Freightliner, or the Freight Shaker as some people would say, FLC for you. And I thought I'd show you guys this and give you my overall impressions. And I'll show you where you, once you've downloaded it and installed it, where you find it. Of course, links will be in the links. Links will be in the description down below, so you guys and girls can enjoy it for yourself. Actually, let's just jump back under the truck because we know I like to jump under the truck, and I'll do that in a second. Let's jump in the truck and let's deplete the airs out like this, and got to reset that anyway. But right, as you can see, the interior is pretty good. But let me just drain all the air out of it. As you heard and probably didn't see, but as you heard, the brake does pop out when you do deplete the air out and the emergency comes on. So it's a good thing. But as you can see, the details in this are pretty good. I quite like the layout of this interior. It's, you know, a classic of slightly more modern with vintage, but I'll go into that in the shop and how you can configure it. But anyway, let's fire it up so you guys and girls can hear it.
There are those who would like to see you fail in your journey. That's not going to happen on my watch. Let's go.
Sounds pretty good, eh? Windows all open as well, if I can find the right one. Yeah. It's a window winder. Let's switch it back off. And then let's go out, back outside, so you guys can hear it start and fire up. It means outside as well. That's one thing I don't like about this mod, is that little kind of, I don't know if you heard it, that little pause in the actual, in the audio there. It was a kind of, it wound off then suddenly and then spooled down. But that's the only thing I can really pick bones in. Well, that's my major bugbear. The other little bits and pieces I'll go through in a sec. But once you have downloaded and installed this, you will find it. If I go to dealers, this is the boring bit, by the way, people for the first time in. Some people find this boring, some people find this informative, but once you have downloaded and installed it, you should find it in the Kenworth dealer. If I think you can access it both from the mod authorized dealer, and if you go into go onto the buy online option as well, it should come up. There you go. So Freightliner FLC. Now, it's weird how it's in the Kenworth shop, because I've got a funny feeling. Now, this is just my personal belief that it's actually based off of a Peterbilt 389. I think it's 389. But the Peterbilt chassis. Actually, let me just double check which one I think it is. I will go to Peterbilt. Sorry, peeps. Just because I don't want someone going, oh, you made the... No, I don't want to go there. I want to go there. I mean this one. Nope. This bad boy. Because, look, can you see the similarity between them? It looks very, very similar, if you ask me. Yeah, I was right. It was a Peterbilt 389, but that's just my personal my personal feelings. I'm not knocking the modder for using the base game model. You know, you had to work off something. So, but anyway, I'll go back onto this. I'm digressing here. Customize configurations. So, what do you get in this standard setup? You can have day cab. Yes, I know. Day cab with sleeper. Day cab with larger sleeper. Chassis configurations are, of course, it's going to change everything back, but you have the. It looks like this the 6x4 configuration. No matter what, it's just a slightly longer chassis. Obviously, incorporating this sleeper into it, and then a slightly longer chassis again. As for engines, you can only select the engines that come with this. They're all Cat engines. They all sound fairly similar. So there's no real difference in them. It's just obviously power output. As for gearboxes, you've got quite a few there you can select from. Again, personal preference. There's quite a few there. So actually, if I just make sure it isn't just any other, nope, it is just the Freightliners. So that's all the gearboxes you can get with this truck. As for interiors, you can get this interior, this interior, this interior, and this interior. As for colours, again, you've got pretty much all the colours you want. I don't believe it comes with any of its own custom stuff. Let me just go through. Oh, it does, here we go. So it's got its own Freightliner sort of like stuff here. So you do have options there. That's quite a cool one. Which you know, I think the preset, I don't think you can change the colours. That one you can, that one you definitely can't. As for options, got a few and far between. For bumpers, you've got these all here. You know, small one, slightly large, skip one, slightly larger one, slightly large one, one with a built bulb bar. Let's just go back for that one so you can see the grill a bit better. Grills, you can go for that. Again, personal preference, up to you. Let's just see what this one is. That's the side mirrors. Up here is these deflectors. You can just choose deflector if you wish. I think it's this dot here you have to select for Freightliner logo. Yep. I know one of these dots is a bit odd. And it's weird to get to the lights. Ah, here we go. So you can change the whole bonnet configuration like so. So you can have it sort of like more of a modern look. Looks a bit more like the Kenny now. Or you can have that sort of old. I'd still say that's more of the old traditional Peterbilt look. But again, that's just my personal theory. Airboxes. Again, you have a couple. Tyres, it will work with most other mods you have, but it does work with in-game stock stuff. I'll stick one on just for example. Wheels the same, most of the in-game stuff, or it may work with some of your modded ones. Obviously, you using model ones, then you might have to configure the tyres to match. But that goes without saying, but I'm just grabbing that out at random. Again, you've got different wheel options, different covering options, different hub options. Again, your personal preference, you can configure it how you like. If we move up to the top here where the windows are, that's just number plates. That's another thing I find a little bit disappointing with this. I'll go into that in a sec, but you got three different visors. Again, the letterbox view, some people call that. Up here you've got two different types of light configuration, and above that, horns if you want them, and then you can add your horns in if you've got a set of horns. That should work fine. I think down here is you can have either one beacon or two beacons. Some people might not like that. I don't mind it too much. I can understand why people don't like that. but again, it's personal preference. You can have them or not have them. Back, you've got sort of like this little, I'd call that like a spoiler. Then you've got like that actual wing there, or aerofoil, and then you've got this big bad boy that covers the whole thing over. Again, personal preference, up to you what you want to choose. And then on the side here, I think we covered this one. That's the exhausts on here. So you can choose whatever you like. You've got a few there to choose from. On this bit, you've got 2 different light options. Down here, you've got 3 different tank options or tank setups. However, again, whichever you like. Going around to here, you can put the headache rack in if you like. Well, I'd call it headache rack, but it looks a bit like a kind of maybe a generator or a tool box. Don't know if that is configurable. That bit is. It's just the wing, extended wings again. So again, that's just your options may vary. You can't adjust the pogo stick here where the airlines are. It's just non-adjustable. No options to that. There is only 2 wheel arches or covers, or what they call them in the States. I call them mud flaps. And then obviously tyres at the back, same as the front. You can configure them to however you like. Same on here. Again, just grabbing ones at random, just so you guys can see. Same for, wheel nuts. You can choose them. Did I choose them? I think I did. That, again, standard stock if you want. Or, oops, clicked off that. Or you can, do whatever you like there. Mud flaps. It's only 2 options. There's no real options to adjust the back, which again is a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Inside options. Now, when you download this from the site I downloaded, it was this American Truck site. I don't think this is. I think it's been re-uploaded on there. I don't know if the modder re-uploaded it himself or someone has uploaded it on his behalf. It has got his credits to it. I will endeavour to leave the original link for this, but from what I understand, it has been taken off of the SCS forums, but don't quote me on that. I haven't looked for myself. I went to look at the page and it just said it's no longer available. But when you download it from where I downloaded it from, it does come in a 2-part file, so you do have the truck as well as the wheel cam, or the extra option of wheels. Now, I know from what someone else told me that from what I can understand, some variants of this, or one of the original variants of this, the original modder did it as an RAR file, so you may have to unpack it and then pack it back in again. But I tried that one and one different version of that. Again, I don't know if it was original mod version or not, but I found it didn't quite work, even though I did it all correct and everything. But you can, if you do download the extra one and install it, it gives you the extra options to change the wheel. You don't have to have the extra wheels if you don't want them. Again, it's personal preference. Again, it works with that. And if I go back to the stock wheel, not there, where are you? Not there, it's there. Clicking completely the wrong thing. Go back to the stock one. You can actually add them as well if you wish. Again, personal preference. Over here, and there's nothing I said to you earlier. This is the only option you have. Put a number plate in. Nice, but there's no other option here to. If you click on that, it just takes you back to the mirrors or doors. Here. Is that where the GPS is? Now, if I'd known that, I was about to say I couldn't find that when I first built my truck. That option wasn't on there, or I just missed it maybe. Over here, you can select different scented trees. And again, that's visors again. And then if you want to install a CB, that's the CB. And then over there's another number plate. And then there you go. And then it does cater for only one of those. One option for the interior options. It doesn't look like it works for the seesaw mods. So it's like there's the mirrors again. And that more or less concludes all the interior stuff in here. I don't see anything else. And that more or less concludes all the options in the truck's setup. Right, let's take this bad boy out for a run, shall we? I've got a relatively short run on, so you guys and girls can enjoy this, because I knew this would probably go, my waffling would probably go on for a little while. Let's turn some wipers on. It does work with wipers and different speeds. If I select that, goes up, and then off. Again, it all works. Interior works, looks pretty cool, sounds pretty good, and it's not too bad to drive. I would say it's a little bit on the unrealistic side, and again, this is just my personal preference. But anyway, let's get some air back in here. Build the air back up. You can see all the gauges do work. All detailed. You've got the fuel gauge there. You know, I think these gauges will work over here as well. Yep. And as you can see, it does have your monitor, so it does actually display your miles, and it's got trip distance, and all important, when you press R to reset it, it doesn't crash. I know it used to be a thing with many mods in the day. It used to be the Achilles heel of some mods. But anyway, that should be enough air in there now to set off. Let's do a tug test on the trailer. Wrong one. Let's put it into low. Yep, trailer's holding. Alright, let's get her out of here. I'll open the window a little bit. It does make it a bit loud though. Get out of this yard. I hope they're out through here. I'm hoping. It does have a Jake on it. Sounds pretty good. The wipers now. Fingers out here. Hopefully they'll let us out. Let's just turn the wipers down. Wrong one. It is a bit on the loud side.
Turn left.
But how you guys and girls been doing? Hope you've been well. Let's say with this, it's weird. This kind of is really forgiving on the gear shifts. I just noticed it does when it has the gear shifts on the inside. You don't really hear it. I've now shut the window and see if I can actually hear it. You don't necessarily get the gear grind on the inside of the truck. You do get it on the outside of the truck. But even if it does make the grinding noise, unlike
Keep left.
with any standard stock trucks, if you get it wrong, it doesn't let you select it. Where this does, no matter what, doesn't matter how dumb you score, how badly you change the gears. It doesn't let you jump really high on it though. You can't just jump massive amounts of gears. It'll let you jump steps, but it won't let you jump whole gears. Might have to shift down. As for handling on this, it does have some roll to it, but it feels a bit well planted if you ask me. Even with my settings set to what I deem as realistic, the stiffness way down and the reactions set as correct, I find it still handles like it's on a railway track. Some people won't mind that as much, but some people might find it's just a bit too well planted. It's nice to drive, don't get me wrong, it's just it kind of, like on a typical truck, if you were to go around a corner really quick, you're beginning to tip over. Unless you're doing something really stupid with this, it will just go round. If you're going top whack round a really tight bend, then it probably the trailer may take you over, but it's really unlikely. You'd have to be doing something really stupid with it. But like I said, I hope you guys and girls are well. I've been quite busy over the last couple of weeks. I'd say weeks, probably a month or so. I took part in a charity event for young minds for work, and I walked. The initial actual goal was 38 miles, but I got to roughly 28 miles and then my foot literally was gone. I managed to soldier on. It was going roughly about 20 miles in, and it's starting to hurt, and it was just getting gradually worse and worse. Just going to one lane, was it stayed to? It goes to one. You let me out. Cheers, dude. Yeah, I got 28 miles in, sorry, and my foot, the arch in my foot apparently collapsed, from what I can understand from someone told me after I went to see someone that's good with all that sort of stuff. They said, yeah, you shouldn't have walked with those older shoes, you should have had a newer set of shoes. It probably would have supported your feet a bit better. and because you didn't do that, you've done quite a lot of damage. See what I mean? I just leapt 2 gears then, it didn't let me do that. But I don't think a real box would let you do that really. We could potentially do it, but there's no grinding sound in here. It's only when you've got the window open you hear the grind. I was disappointed really. I know it's for charity. I've probably walked that 28 odd miles. It's probably not, I'd say, the longest. I've done about 30 miles in one day. Oh, bit of lag there, sorry peeps. I know a lot of people have experienced a lot of lag recently with the updates. Even as Jeff from Arrow, whatever his name is, he suffers from a lot of lag as well. I think he's on an older rig. He's probably a better spec one than mine is, but it probably doesn't help. I know he's thinking about building a new one. But anyway, going back to my walk, that again, it was an eye-opener. It wasn't just me. I was there with 5, 6 other people, all co-workers of mine, and it was a lot of fun. And I really regret not being able to do it. But if I'd just kept on walking, I think I'd have just done a lot more damage. Me and another co-worker, they also just couldn't walk any further, so they joined me. We limped as far as a bus stop, and then got up on the bus and went back got close to the town. We were heading towards Brighton, and that was the goal, to reach Brighton. I mean, it was a 38-mile walk in total. But I tell you what, I was sore for days. I couldn't actually physically walk up or downstairs for days. It took me about 3 days just to get to a point I could literally actually stand up on the steps or stairs. I was that bad. I'll do some outside shots in a sec. I've got to change buttons. There you go, it's the top one. It's a side view. Don't mind me, I'm not very good at driving at third person. I used to be back in the day, but the lights on. And I'm drifting. Here we go. Go on, go back to 1. I'll take a screenshot at some point as well. He's held up by that combine. Yeah, I was so disappointed. I'm glad I did it, but I'm glad I couldn't complete it. I'm disappointed I couldn't complete it, I should say. In the sense, if I had tried to, I'd have done. The guy I spoke to said you'd have probably done irreparable damage. You shouldn't. When your foot first started aching, you should have stopped then. But as I said, it started 20 miles in and it started to ache. I took some painkillers and it sort of like kept it at bay. I think what happened initially was put the old Jake brake on. Let's trim some speed out. We're going way too quick. Sped up. Keep it in that gear so it doesn't run away so well. drifting out. But he said, yeah, you probably made the right decision by stopping when you did, and you should have stopped a lot earlier. But I wanted to continue on. But I said initially I had another pain in my leg. It was like a leg cramp in my upper sort of like thigh, just sort of like towards the hip. It was really aching, so I took some painkillers for that, which then went away. But then the foot pain started, and I think what happened was, because obviously the way I was walking on that leg, I noticed at one point I kind of twitched my leg a bit when I was walking up a hill, and I think that's when I sort of like must have done damage to the foot, because then after that it slowly just got worse and worse and worse. But it could have been that. It could have just been the fact that the shoe just gave the ghost, because they're old shoes. I've got a new pair of shoes now. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, when I went away for a week, 2 weeks. Well, I say a week. It was 3 or 4 days spent on a narrowboat, friend's narrowboat of mine. Well, not my friend, but friend of a friend's. That was quite cool. I was going to do some video for it, but I just wanted to switch off and enjoy some time, and just enjoy because it's quite a slow-paced thing being on a canal. He sort of like showed me how to sort of like operate it for about a mile or so, and he said you got just, as long as you keep it to a minimum of sort of like roughly 500 RPM, don't exceed 800 RPM, you should be fine. But me, being Mr. Leadfoot, decided we put it up at 500 RPM. We're chugging along, and I was just like, it's not too bad. Let's go a bit quicker. So put it up to 600, 700, 800 RPM, 950 RPM, and then I'm thinking, yeah, now we're getting somewhere, and we get to this corner, and then I go, right, turn the tiller, but it doesn't react straight away, so it just like drifts for a little while, and it slowly comes in, and then I just literally like hit the embankment. I was like, whoops. And I was like, yeah, now I can see why you shouldn't go really quick on canals. And again, had some scary times around locks as well.
0.1 mile.
But once I got the hang of it, it was actually quite fun. I don't know if I could do it. I don't think I could live on a narrowboat. Bit harsh on the brake, Kev. Oh yeah, definitely harsh on the brake. Turn the jakes off. Probably cut that a bit too far soon. Oh, there was a bit of a grind there. Heard it just briefly. And there. I'm wondering if it's just because the engine's so loud you don't necessarily pick it up. Very nice sounding engine. Like I say, very nice sounding engine. Some people don't like the whole turbo wheel, or whine, but I kind of like it. As I say, it feels well planted. It feels like you could protect. I've chucked it around a few corners myself, and I've only go when I'm, let's say, going stupid speed. It then starts to topple. Don't stop, mate. You don't stop on a highway. That's really dumb. What's going up ahead? Do I need to pull out from this? I think I do. Off I was in gear. Oh, I see what's happened. He's obviously had a bit of a collision with AI. That happens when the AI collides with itself. The trailer seems to just sink into the map. Don't know what that's all about, but
Keep right. And then exit right. Exit right.
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So if I try and get this to go a bit quicker than 45, I'll try and see how well planted yeah, if you really go stupid with it, it will topple over, but it feels quite well planted. Let's get a picture in a sec. Let's hope this AI doesn't pull out in front of me. Let's get a picture in. Once we get around this corner. Picture mode, photo mode. What looks better? That side or that side of the belt? But just as good, actually. Whoops. I've got to turn my lights off as well. I've got my side lights off. I've got side lights on. Running lights. That should do. Cool. That's it. That's the lights off. What I'll do is I'll time lapse the rest of this, and then I'll join you back when we're close towards the end. So I should see you there. It's probably going to dribble over a little bit long if I just keep on driving. So I'll see you towards the end. I'll see you then. Turns out I don't need to time lapse it. Literally just I was going to, but I see we're just literally outside the delivery point now. on, dude. I don't know. I shouldn't have really come across this junction. I think there might be enough room for me to be in here. Looks like we missed the bridge opening. That's a shame.
Keep right. And 10, turn right. Turn right.
We'll do in a minute, mate. Good old Morgan Freeman. Oh, he's got doubles on.
You've arrived. It's been my honor and duty
Now,
to see
where
you.
do we need to drop this? I think it's round the back of here. I think I see it in front of me, actually. Should do, yeah. Brake on. Parking brake on. And engine off. And T and a detach. Ding, ding, ding. Not bad. Not bad at all. But I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the episode. If you did, please don't forget to like. If you didn't enjoy this for any reason at all, please feel free to dislike. Leave comments down below either way, so at least then I'll know how to improve in the future. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot and I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel, you'll see future episodes of this or anything else I'm working on. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so then you're aware as soon as I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.